If you are looking for a lean startup tutorial with concrete step-by-step actions, this video is for you. In the next few minutes, I will show you exactly how the lean startup method works and how you can apply it directly to your startup. You will get a practical plan with concrete action steps and one clear success metric for each stage, so you always know how to make progress. I'm Oscar, I've built 2 startups and coached over 50 founders through this exact process. Let's dive into the action plan. Most people overcomplicate lean startup. Here is what it actually is. Lean startup means you build something small, test it with real people, learn from the data, and you repeat. That's it. But what many founders actually do instead is this. They build something, they hope somebody buys, they wait, and then they panic. That's why so many startups fail. But the lean startup approach shows you what actually works. And it's split into 5 stages. Let me show you how these stages work. Stage 1. Clarify what you do. Now, stage 1 is about being brutally honest about what you actually do. Now you see, most founders can't clearly explain what their product does. They say things like, we help businesses be more efficient. We are an AI tool for teams. Or we are a productivity platform. Those sound nice, but they're meaningless because they're just too vague. Nobody knows what you're doing. So here is what I want you to do. Write down this one simple sentence. We believe customer type with problem will pay for solution. For example, we believe small B2B teams who waste hours managing projects in spreadsheets will pay for a simple workflow tool. This is your bet, and we're going to test that later. Now, next, you need to pick your target audience. And here, you need to be super specific. Not freelancers, small businesses, and agencies. Pick one specific target audience. And once you have your hypothesis and your target audience, you can move on to stage 2. Before we move on to stage 2, I have something for you that will make the next few months in your startup 10 times easier. It's a simple worksheet that shows you exactly what you need to focus on and what you can ignore. It helps you stop doing random stuff, pick the right next moves, and see real progress within a few weeks. You can download it for free. The link is in the description below. Now let's move on to stage 2. Stage 2. Talk to real customers. Stage 2 is about talking to real customers. Not online surveys, not Twitter polls, not feedback from friends. Real potential customers. The goal here is to find out if the problem you're solving is actually a real painful problem for them. So hop on Zoom, call them, or talk to them in person and ask them the following questions. How are you handling this problem today? What have you tried before? What frustrates you about it? What happens when this problem is not solved? You want to understand their world. Now, notice what we are not asking. We are not asking, do you like my product? Would you use my product? Or would you pay for this? That information is just useless because most people will just say yes just to be nice. So your job right now is to run 5 of those interviews, 30 minutes each. And here is what usually happens. After you have those 5 interviews, you end up in one of those spots. Either the problem is clearly painful, and if it is, you move on to stage 3. If the problem is annoying but not urgent, you do a few more interviews just to make sure. Or people don't care. And then you pivot your idea. And honestly, this is a big win, because you saved yourself from building something that nobody wants. Stage 3. Test your MVP in the real world. Stage 3 is where you finally put something in front of real people and see what they actually do, not what they say. But first, you need to decide how people will interact with your MVP. This could be a landing page with a sign-up form, a demo call, or a simple prototype walkthrough. Pick one format and then design a simple experiment around it. Remember the lean startup approach. For example, I'll send traffic to a landing page and see how many people book a call. That's it. No complex funnel, no 5-step onboarding, no automation process. Just a simple experiment. And then you choose one success metric. Maybe it's 10% of visitors book a call, or 5% of visitors run a 7-day trial. Just one number that tells you if it's working or not. And once you have your experiment ready and you know your success metric, you can move on to stage 4. Stage 4, measure and decide. Stage 4 is where a lot of founders make a big mistake. They collect a lot of data but do nothing with it. So the goal here is simple. We use the data from stage 3 and make decisions. So you look at the success metric you defined earlier and you decide if you should double down or tweak something. For example, if you have no traffic and no replies, you have a distribution problem. In that case, test a different marketing channel. For example, founder communities instead of cold emails, or direct outreach instead of organic LinkedIn posts. Now let's say you are getting traffic. People are visiting your landing page. They're signing up, they're booking demos, but almost nobody is becoming a paying customer. That's a positioning problem. People don't really understand why it's exactly for them, or they don't find the value. So instead of adding more features, you might rewrite your landing page. You might change your headline. You might focus on one specific use case instead of 5. At the end of this stage, write down one clear sentence about what you're going to do next and why. For example, next, we will focus on product managers at small SaaS companies and improve our setup flow because they signed up but kept dropping off before using the product. Stage 5. Iterate with a system. Now comes an important part many founders miss. You need to avoid turning your startup into a collection of random experiments. So instead of changing 10 things at once, you focus on one area. You might say, for the next 4 weeks, I'm only testing my landing page. And each week, you define one experiment that follows your last decision. This might look like this. I'll test a new headline. I'll test a new sub-headline. I'll test a different call to action. And over time, you build a short list of upcoming experiments. And each one has a clear goal and a clear metric. And if something is not connected to that list, you don't do it. That's how you stay focused and grow your startup over time. Now let me show you exactly how you can get the most out of this. Here is exactly what to do in the next 7 days. On day 1 and 2, write your hypothesis. Choose your main target audience and make a list of 10 people you can talk to. On day 3 and 4, run 5 customer interviews. Take notes and look for patterns. On day 5, decide how you will test your MVP. Keep it simple. A landing page or a demo is enough. On day 6 and 7, launch your experiment. Choose one success metric. Write down what decision you will make based on the result. If you do only this for 1 week, you will stop guessing and stop chasing random tactics. That's what lean startup is all about. Now, if you're serious about building a lean startup, comment below with what type of startup you're building. I'll reply with a simple action step to make your journey easier and faster. But hey, this is just the beginning. If you have already built your product, but nobody is buying, check out this video. I will show you a clear 30-day plan so you can fix it right now. And if you found this helpful, make sure you hit subscribe for more powerful tips on how to build a successful startup. My name is Oscar. See you soon.